Hey, I'm Austin with the Squared Circle Shoot, and WWE just happens to be on a roll, bro. I didn't have the highest expectations going into Backlash as shown in my predictions video, but everything that happened that night just kind of blew me away. It started off with a Bad Bunny cinematic intro. The crowd was loud before anything even happened. Then Bianca Belair and Io Sky have their match. Both of them walk out to a huge pop. But then the fans start booing Bianca, which is, I've never seen it before. She's usually like the top face, but Io Sky, the crowd wants Io. The crowd, they have one of the best women's matches I've seen, probably since WrestleMania. Bianca does a one-handed military press and almost drops Io on her head, but that's kind of her own fault too because of how she had dismounted. Either way, there was a huge powerbomb off the ropes by Belair, but that gets into a kick-out. Then Damage Control come out to interfere with the match because it hasn't been, like, I don't know, 7 days since there's been an interference. There's a couple reversals, and Bianca Belair wins with the KOD. Then there's a backstage segment with Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio, and Savio Vega is backstage and hands Bunny a Puerto Rican kendo stick. That goes into the match with Seth Rollins and Omos. The crowd is very loud for Seth. And while Seth is basking in the glory of his own theme song, he gets a boot to the back of the head by Omos. Omos throws Rollins into the ring, over the top rope, from the outside of the ring, over his head into the back. That's an insane feat alone. Omos kicks out of a double stomp, and then cannot kick out of a stomp off of the top rope, and Seth wins. No real surprise there, but the match was better than I expected for a big guy. You know what I mean? Then it went into the Bobby Lashley, Bronson Reed, and Austin Theory match, where Bronson Reed is a wrecking ball, Bobby Lashley is a powerhouse, and Theory is a mouthpiece. Theory gets Reed above his head, but couldn't really get him down. Lashley spears Reed, Theory tosses Lashley out and pins Reed for the win, and it's a pretty good match for a triple threat. That's not something you see very often. Like, these are big men. A triple threat match usually doesn't really lead too much, but, like, this was an insane match for the components. That goes into the Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega match, where Rhea comes out alone. Vega comes out as the Puerto Rican Wonder Woman. She's crying before the match even starts. The crowd is torn on how to treat Rhea Ripley, but Rhea starts very strong, and there's a drone shot in the middle of the match that went kind of crazy. Rhea also has JD marked on her face, which maybe that means that he's coming to Judgment Day. Vega hits a 619, and then Rhea Ripley hits a Riptide into the pin. Rhea wins the match, and the crowd is not happy, but it was another very good match, and both of the women's matches showed up tonight. Then it goes into the street fight with Damian Priest and Bad Bunny, where Bad Bunny comes out with a drone shot, and the crowd goes absolutely insane. He has a shopping cart full of weapons and the chain from WrestleMania around his neck. The crowd knows every word to Bad Bunny's intro. Bunny starts with a big, it's almost like Damian Priest's move, where he picks him up and drops him down, some type of slam. Then Damian Priest hits a South of Heaven, stops his pin to get some weapons, because he could have just won the match right then and there, you know. He had to show off that even though the outcome of the match, he is still able to do that, and that's how they kept him looking strong. Bunny jumps off the top to the outside, and that looked good. He continues then to beat Priest up with some garbage can lids, and then Bunny hits another driver. Priest goes to walk away, but baits Bunny to get beat up. Then Bunny gets to put through some tables out into the crowd. Dom and Balor come out and beat down Bunny, which then gets interrupted by Rey Mysterio, and then Carlito returns out of nowhere, and he's wearing the Latino World Order gear. And then as Dom and Finn try to leave, Savio Vega blocks their exit, and then the LWO come out behind him as well, start beating him up, and when they try to run away again, Savio Vega hits them up a little bit, and he still got it. Bunny locks in a figure four, Damian breaks out, Bad Bunny gets the chair, beats him down, hits a destroyer, wins the match. It's a really good match where the meat of the match was good, and the sides of the match made it real good. Then the LWO come out to celebrate. Then it goes into the Bloodline versus Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Riddle match, where Bigfoot was sat behind the commentary table. The crowd loved Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Riddle. Solo don't look so excited. Solo tags himself in, which becomes a trend throughout the match. The Usos were losing a slower paced match, and then there were chants for Roman. Usos take the lead on Sami. Kevin gets dropped onto the steps, which I don't know how they take that bump. It's insane. Riddle speeds up the match, soloing the Bloodline. Jimmy superkicks Jay. Sami sells superkicks crazily. Solo then keeps tagging himself in. Riddle comes back after 10 minutes of being knocked outside of the ring just to prevent Solo from hitting Jay. There's some huge tension in the bloodline, which then Solo spikes Riddle to win, and then also kind of wants to spike everyone else, but, you know, he doesn't really get to. That leads in to the Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar match. They were only given 10 minutes, which they did a lot with that. The crowd was hyped for both of them. Cody starts by diving outside the ring and beating down Brock. Before the match even starts, he starts beating him down with stairs and chairs, and Lesnar quickly turns around the match. But then Cody tears off one of the turnbuckles into a suplex, which he didn't really mean to do, you know. But Brock then catches the turnbuckle square in the middle of the eyes and busts himself open, having the first Crimson Mask we've seen in a long time. Cody then kicks out of an F5 and wins by reversing a Kimura lock, and Lesnar is left in the ring bleeding. That was a whole lot to say in a little bit of time, and my god. And last night's Backlash has to be like one of the best shows we've seen in a while. Now, I know it's a premium event, it's supposed to show up, but looking at the card, I didn't really expect too much. It gave us way more than card could have let you imagine. I don't really have much else to say, but my god, that was a good show. Let me know what you think down below. Like, comment, subscribe, notifications, I don't know, share it around, do whatever you gotta do. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.